Welcome back to the best time of the year. We're going to be making a ghostly, shadowy figure. Start with a nice spooky background, then convert it to a smart object. Then go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. We're going to start by adding grain and texture. Then changing the colour. Upping the contrast. Lowering the exposure. And lowering the whites. Click OK when you're done. I'm going to add this figure to the wall here. Convert it to a smart object. Make it a little smaller. Go to Edit, Transform, Distort. Create a layer mask. Remove the edges. Change the layer style to multiply. And duplicate that layer. Next we're going to add our main figure. I've got this lady here. Convert her to a smart object. Click on one of your selection tools and click Select Subject. And then go to Select and Mask. Clean up the selection if you need to. When you're happy with it, change the output to Layer Mask. Now we want to convert this to a smart object again. Now we want to add motion blur. To do this, go to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. Change the distance so you're happy with it. I think 100 will work here. Now go to Filter, Camera Raw Filter. Now if you want a shadowy figure, reduce your exposure. And if you want a more ghostly figure, increase the exposure. I'm going to go for a low exposure here. And I'm also going to bring the blacks right down. You can reduce the opacity a bit. You can also paint some of your effects out by clicking on the Smart Filter mask. Maybe you want to add the eyes back in. I'm going to also black out these eyes. Clean up the figure a little, you can add an outer glow. If you want to add another layer of grime, you can hit Ctrl, Shift, Alt and E, then convert that layer to a smart object. Add another Camera Raw filter, and maybe add a bit more grain. Lower the exposure, or change the temperature. There are really endless possibilities for photo bashing like this. So just have a play around with different images and come up with some cool ideas. See you next week.